Good evening. I call to order this special meeting of the Gladstone City Council for Tuesday, June 30th, 2026. It's 5:30 p.m. This is a Zoom-only meeting, so we are following state guidelines for electronic meetings, which means that we will have an opportunity for public comment on the one agenda item that we have tonight via the electronic means, but there will be no business from the audience or other things because it's just a one agenda item or one agenda meeting. So Tammy, will you call the roll, please?
Counselor Huckabee.
Present.
Counselor Mitchell.
Out of our faces.
Counselor Mitchell.
Present. Did that
Thank
work?
you. Thank you. Perfect. Counselor Blaug.
Present.
Counselor Labonte.
Present.
Counselor Farley.
Present.
Counselor Garlington.
Present.
Mayor Milch.
Present. We'll begin with the flag salute. I think the flag is visible in the City of Gladstone screen on your screen. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, as I said, we just have one item on the agenda tonight, and I will turn it over to Jackie and Chad to present that to us.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, City Council. Tonight, you have one item before you, and that's to approve an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Gladstone and Clackamas Fire District Number 1 for facilities. As you know, tomorrow is July 1st, and the City of Gladstone will officially be annexed into Clackamas Fire District. This is the last piece that we need to complete to make that annexation whole. When we were going through this process, it was very important to the elected officials and the residents in Gladstone that when we annex into Clackamas Fire, that they remain at their current location, which is the Gladstone Fire Station at 555 Portland Avenue. So Fire Chief Nick Brown and I have been working on an agreement to continue them to be there. I do want to apologize because the agreement that we gave you was not the newest version of that. And there are about 4 track changes that we want to show you as I walk through the highlights tonight of the agreement. I'm going to go ahead and have our city recorder pull up the agreement so you have it on your screen. And while she's doing that, I'm just going to talk about a few of the provisions that I'd like to highlight for you and the public.
I just want to clarify, you guys are able to see the agreement?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Is there a way to make it wider so it fills the screen a little more? Or is
Hold
that
on.
something we should do our own screens?
Hang on just a moment.
Pinch, if you have a touch screen, you can put your fingers together and then put them apart again.
I haven't done a Zoom meeting for a long time, so.
Yeah, and it's not wanting me. Hang on, I'm trying here.
Actually, I have a laptop and there's a place where I can change the size. So I'm going to blow it up a little bit on mine so I'll see it better, and you can leave it the way it is.
Okay, so what I wanted to kind of highlight is that this is a long-standing agreement, 99 years, and it automatically renews unless we or Clackamas Fire uses one of the termination clauses which in the agreement. And neither one of us intend on ever terminating this agreement, but we also know that we won't be here 99 years. So we both had to put provisions in there that protect the district and the city. What's also unique about this facilities agreement is that we are also transferring over vehicles and equipment that Clackamas Fire has had in their possession and been using since we entered into a contract for services. So what we did to have an appraisal done on that equipment and the vehicles is we worked with our insurance agent, who also worked with fleet maintenance with Clackamas Fire. We were able to actually do an on-site assessment of the vehicles, and the value of that came out to $430,000, 500. So 430, 500. What we decided was that Clackamas Fire would give the city a credit. And as we know, we do have some building maintenance that needs to be taken care of. And the chief and I believed that it was more prudent for us to have a credit where when we both mutually agree on a project to be taken care of on the building, that we will draw down on that credit. We don't know if we'll ever use that credit, but it's there if we need it. And I've also kept you appraised that the roof is the first project that needs to be replaced. So instead of them giving us taxpayers money, we decided to just do a credit for that. And then we're not giving them taxpayers money to replace the roof. So some of the responsibilities that were highlighted in the staff report for the city is that we will keep insurance on the fire station. We have it now. It covers the building and the contents, and the district will reimburse the city for those insurance costs each year. We will continue to provide solid waste disposal services. Like I mentioned, in the appendix of the IGA, we will transfer certain equipment over, and in exchange, we will receive a credit. If the city ever decides to sell or transfer the property, the district would want the first opportunity to buy it. And so there are provisions in this agreement that talk about how long they will have to consider that. And it also talks about what happens if the city sells the property to someone other than the district, and how Clackamas Fire would get some of the depreciated value of the qualifying improvements back if that should happen. Again, we don't ever plan on that happening, but we really had to think strategically through many different scenarios. In regards to Clackamas Fire District's responsibility, they're going to handle maintenance costs for the property. They will apply the credit to the city for improvements to the building. They will also manage the work and apply the costs against the improvement credit. And both of us have to have a written agreement that we agree that we can draw down on our credit for the work that they have been doing. They're going to have insurance on their own equipment and the vehicles at the station, and then they will pay for the utilities. If the district terminates the agreement, then they will reimburse the remaining depreciated value of the fire apparatus and vehicles. Keep in mind that a lot of that is already at about 10 years old, and they do depreciate very quickly. So if for some reason Clackamas Fire wanted to pull the termination provisions in 10 years, there likely wouldn't be any credit for them to give back to the city on that. What I'd like Chad to do, since we've pulled up the agreement where there are the 4 changes, is just to very quickly go over where those are located in the agreement before we take any questions from council. And I think it starts on page 3.
Yeah, thanks, Jackie. Council Chad Jacobs from the City Attorney's Office. First, let me take full responsibility for providing you all with the wrong. It's very gracious of Jackie to say that it was an error, a mutual error, but this error was 100% my fault. It's completely user error. We got a new document management system that in my old age I'm having trouble understanding, and I sent them the wrong document. So I completely apologize for that. It is 100% my fault, and so please don't blame staff for that. The edits are really not really substantive edits. The first one you'll see is in 6.14. These are really just edits to clarify the language. And if you continue to scroll down, the next one is in 6.18. And so some of these language like this one, the district had wanted to use this as a lease. And as you know, we can't lease property of this nature without going through a vote of the under the charter. So we want to make sure that we weren't actually doing a lease, and then we weren't trying to lease the property or otherwise give them property rights beyond what's in this intergovernmental agreement. So we just clarified that language and cleaned up that language. And then same thing with 6.24, a little bit further below. Just again, clarifying language, just cleaning up the language. A little bit further down in 6.2.7, again, there's that lease issue and paying rent for $1 per year. We didn't want to pay rent because we didn't need that for consideration to make the agreement valid. And it also calls into question whether or not this is a lease or not. And then finally, in section 7, right below that, we added the word written just to clarify how agreement between the parties is made, make sure that it's in writing. So again, nothing really substantive. Again, apologies for having sent the wrong draft to staff. The district did approve this draft, and so they've already signed off on all of these edits as well. So this is ready for you to approve. And with that, I'll turn it back to Jackie and you all for questions.
Yeah, so that covers our briefing of the staff report. If you do have any questions, we can answer those now.
All right, I see Councilor Garlington has her hand up. Go ahead, Councilor Garlington.
I needed to go back and in the agreement, should the city decide to sell the property, it states that the district has 30 days to respond. Darn it, where am I at?
6.1.6.
6.6. So, and they agreed to only 30 days. I mean, I understand how slow sometimes municipalities work, and it just seems like 30 days doesn't seem like very long to give them to pull it together and make an offer. But they're okay with this 30 days.
It was their suggestion.
Okay, I thank you for that. Okay.
Councilor Garlington, I could explain that just a little bit more. So this is basically a right of first refusal. So if we have an offer on the property, we have to give them the opportunity to buy the property on those same terms and conditions that we have an offer for. So the reason you have a 30-day time period is because the other party who may be wanting to buy the property may not wait longer than that to actually purchase it. So it provides us a little bit of protection to say, okay, if they don't want it, then we can move forward with the sale to the other party.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Councilor Huckabee, go ahead.
Thank you. I have a question regarding the city keeping the insurance on the fire station. I do know that, or read that the district will reimburse the city for those insurance costs. I'm sorry if you hear a puppy in the background. What if we have a situation and there's a deductible or there's something we have to pay out of pocket? Does those insurance costs include that?
Well, keep in mind that the city is retaining ownership of the building, so it is our asset. It's worth about $1.5 million. I can tell you that our premium for this year for just the building was $6,374. So again, if something catastrophic happened to the building, we would work with Clackamas Fire to talk about whether or not we wanted to use some of our credit towards that, or if the city would want to pay out of pocket for a building expense for a deductible.
Okay, thank you.
Councilor Garlington, I see your hand is still up, but I assume that was from the previous one.
No, it's just me because sometimes I don't get it.
No,
Okay.
I know we don't do these very often.
Right.
Are there any other questions from any other members of the council? I can't see everybody, but if you use the raise hand feature on your device, I will know that your hand is up. So, or if you want to speak up, I'm not hearing anybody or seeing any other questions. another comment regarding Councilor Garlington's question too is if the city were to decide to sell, again, because of the charter provision that does not allow us to sell a piece of property that could potentially be zoned for a park, which this one qualifies because it's in our downtown C2 zone, I think it is. We would have had to have gone through some kind of a big, get approval from the city in order to sell. So it's not like a buyer is just going to come up and say, I'll give you $2 million for that great looking old building. It would be so complicated a process that there would be plenty of time for both the citizens and any potential buyers to give consideration to this. If there are no other questions about the document, it would be appropriate to accept a motion to approve the document as presented tonight, which is a little different from what was in our packet. We don't have to amend the packet to conform to this, but what I would like is a motion to approve the agreement as presented.
I can do that. I would like to make a motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement between the City of Gladstone and Clackamas Fire District 1 for facilities as presented.
I'll second.
All right. It's been moved by Councilor Garlington and seconded by Councilor Huckabee. Are there any more questions or concerns about this from any members of the council? All right. Tammy, will you call the roll, please?
Counselor Garlington,
Yes.
Counselor Farley,
Yes.
Counselor Labonte,
Yes.
Counselor Blaug,
Yes.
Counselor Mitchell,
Yes.
Counselor Huckabee,
Yes.
Mayor Milch.
Yes. By a vote of 7-0, very enthusiastically, the council has approved the agreement. We're grateful to Chad and his staff and to Jackie and the fire department staff for putting this together for us. And so this item is approved. The only other item on our agenda is business from the council. And I don't know if any of you had anything prepared tonight, but other than wishing everyone a happy 4th of July and inviting everyone to that annual event, which includes our fire department staff and police staff, are there any items from members of the council would like to share tonight?
And that's okay, because I'm pretty sure that wasn't supposed to be on there. So
Okay. All right. So thank you all. I will welcome a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
All right. It's been moved by Councilor Huckabee and seconded by Councilor Blaug. Tammy, will you call the roll, please?
Counselor Huckabee,
Yes.
Counselor Mitchell,
Yes.
Counselor Blaug,
Yes.
Counselor Labonte, Counselor Labonte,
Sorry. Yes. Yes.
thank you. Counselor Farley,
Yes.
Counselor Garlington,
Yes.
Mayor Milch.
Yes. The vote is unanimous. We are adjourned at 5:48 p.m. Thank you, everyone.